to Cuyahoga Sound Podcast. I'm Evan Stone.
I'm Chuck Schilling.
Today in studio we have Charde, Live Free, Love Freely.
There we go. I like Live Freely too,
Live
but
freely,
it's
love freely.
Love Freely. Charde Renee. Have like multiple personalities, so you can pick whichever one you want to call me.
All right. We'll have to do separate interviews for each one, right? We'll change
now,
the
that'd
lighting.
be good.
Yeah.
Switch it up.
Let us know who's answering each question.
I got you.
See the tick. I actually watched a video on YouTube the other day that was a woman with multiple personalities, and she caught it on film, which I guess is a rare thing.
Oh, wow.
And she had like a little tick.
Every time she switched?
Yeah, she only did one switch in the thing, but she set up the camera, and it was like 4 hours in. All of a sudden, she's like, "Did you see that?" And I saw nothing, but it was somebody else that
Just came into
yeah.
her?
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
I think I just created this. I don't think I wasn't born with the tick. I just I like Love Freely because it embodies kind of my personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can flow in and out of personality.
Yeah.
It happens. It's just going through a work day, whatever. Like everybody's changing.
It's like
their
12
personality.
people in 10 minutes, really, depending on the day.
Yeah.
So this is a podcast about the music scene, musicians. So tell everyone what you do. Like, what's
Okay,
your art?
guys. Oh, there's a camera. Hello. But I am Charde Renee. I am the creator of Anuvybe, and we are Catch_A_New_Vibe on social media. We are a hip hop, jazz, R&B, soul band, 4 leading ladies, and bass, guitar, piano, drums.
Cool.
And that is my baby. We used to be Mixed Feelings 216, but I'm big on words now, and mixed feelings, it isn't really a good thing. So I'm like, a new vibe means God, vibe means energy. So God energy is better than having mixed feelings to me.
Anu as in A-N-U.
Yeah,
Right,
A-N-U.
A-N-U.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, and vibe has a Y instead of an I. Cool. There we go. And I'm also a background singer in the Apostle Jones band with Mikey Silas. I know y'all know who that is. And we have a show Friday at the Grog Shop, so you guys should come to that. I sing in choirs, too. I just sang in the NBA All-Star Choir, and I'm also going to sing this Saturday with the Cleveland Jazz Orchestra.
Oh, nice. Were you, like, singing on the court?
It was like Tower City was this big basketball thing. It was pretty cool.
Cool.
I'm going to lie. It was a lot of people in there, too, so it was pretty cool.
Cool. How big of a vocal group is that?
Oh, that choir was huge. I would probably say like 100 people.
Oh wow.
If not close, yeah, it was a lot of people. Yeah, it was a lot of people.
Cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Musically, I think that's pretty much Apostle Jones, the choirs, a new vibe. That's the music gist of me. Cool. Yeah.
And then when you're not singing, you're painting, right?
Yes. So art I found 4 years ago, actually 2017, so roughly like 5. Through art therapy, I was going crazy and I didn't want to sit on somebody's couch. So I'm like, hey, I'll paint. Then I'm like, yo, I'm pretty good. And I start posting and people started wanting to buy, and I just never stopped painting since. I opened up my own gallery called the Underground Cleveland in 2018. It's no longer there, but it was a dope place if you were there. And I'm painting Clotilda for Station Hope Festival through Cleveland Public Theater. Anuvybe is also performing that day, May 28th. And that is, the Clotilda was the last found slave ship. So that would be my next big painting. And I also instruct paint and sips. So I come to you with everything and we have a good time.
So you went from like no painting at all
prior?
Wow.
Like I'm telling you my story. I tell people all the time. It's something in you that you can do. Like try new things. If had I never like said art, I would have never known. I had no idea. I never doodled, sketched, or anything. I was just like, hey, all I did literally was go out to the bars, drink, go to karaoke, go to work, come home. That was the gist of my life until 2017. And now it's like I'm painting everywhere and I'm singing everywhere. So just follow your dreams, really, and change your environment. Get comfortable with not being comfortable, because I was kind of the person that went to the same hole in the wall, the same people. And then something in me, I think it was honestly changing my diet. I went like vegan and started working out real heavy back then. I lost like 82 pounds. So it kind of changed my mind.
Yeah.
I gained it all back, so don't worry. But it changed. It shifted. It put a shift in the atmosphere for me. And I started doing new things and meeting new people, going to open mics. That's how I met Mikey. I met Molly and ended up doing the play at Cleveland Public Theater. Never done anything like that before. So just network people, meet people. I'm here with Evan. Didn't even know I would be here, but here we go.
Oh, yeah, try new things. Like
Yeah.
Rihanna is a painter. My girlfriend, she's a great painter, and like I never had a feeling that I was any good at it, you know. So, but one day she's like, "You should just try painting with me." And I'd usually play music while she paints, and so I'm like, I'm probably not that good. And so I tried it, and for real, I'm not that good.
I did not think that's where it was gonna go, but I was like, see. But no, I feel like I tell my students that when I teach, everybody is an artist. Art is subjective. Like, people may not like your music, people may not like mine, but some people might think it's just the best thing they ever heard. Same applies to art. It's whatever comes out of you. And there's no right or wrong with that. Who you are is just who you are. So just paint. And then I used to do abstract, but I just got in landscape into doing people because I was afraid. Like, I don't know how to draw. But I'm actually pretty good at that too. So it's like you don't know until you just keep trying. And like I don't play the piano, so I can't expect to be the greatest when I pick it up and start. But if I keep doing it, I'm gonna be good eventually. You know. Yeah.
So you don't have that gallery, but you have your art anywhere people can go see it
online
or
online.
at a building.
Let's see. Online, Art by Charde Renee is my Instagram page where I just put art stuff. And I did a mural on West 39th at Shalom and Tranquility Garden. That's there. Like, if you pull up, it's there. And then Ingenuity Fest. I don't know what they did with that mural, but I did a mural there before. And the Underground, which was on 148th in St. Clair on the corner, we did a mural outside of that. So that's still there. So that's public. You can see that. Or you can just, hit me up and get a commission painting. But yeah.
Cool. And for our listeners, Charde is with CH.
Oh, yeah. CHARD, a hyphenated E. Charde and Renee. And Love Freely 216 is if you want to be on my Instagram. I don't suggest following me on Facebook because I can get controversial, but I may get on your nerves. So just keep that. I'll keep that away from the public.
I think that your honesty is hilarious.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
People hate. It's like a hate or love. Some people like, I've lost a lot of friends off of Facebook. Like, people don't listen, but it's okay.
Sometimes you got to purge.
Yeah.
You got to.
See, there you go. You get it.
That's one way to clean them out.
That is. It's very, just post something outlandish. It's like, oh, there they go. Drop it off like flies. But let's see. That's it for. Oh, and Nathan Hill. I'm with the program called Queen I Am. It's a nonprofit, and we teach young girls how to, carry their crown, self-love, coping mechanism, and we're inside of the Cleveland Public School District. That has been an experience. Like, I have all sons, so I'm like, oh, these are like my little daughters in that sense. And the most powerful, they're teaching me, I think, more than I'm teaching them, because I'm just teaching them how to paint and coping mechanisms and things like that. But they're like really showing me how, honestly, trauma is crazy. I think we need to stop talking at kids and kind of talk to them, and you can learn, and you won't get all this pushback and defiance. And they are teaching me, like, you don't know anyone's story, so kind of meet everybody with the same love and kindness, because who they showed up as is just a projection of everything they're going through. So they are actually teaching me a lot. That's been an awesome experience too.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
You only have like 50 things going on. I feel
I'm telling you, I'm like, my
now.
life is a rehearsal, and I'm like this. It is. I just left school to come here. Like, it's nonstop, but I love it.
Wow, I can't believe we got you on like
Thank
6
you.
hours notice.
I'm like, okay, well, I could come after work.
Yeah, good friends of ours had to cancel the day. I'm like, oh man. Yeah, I think I messaged like a lot of people, and like you got back to me.
Oh, look at that.
You're the one that got back to me that said yes.
See?
But a lot of cool friends of mine were like, oh, I can't today, man. But
unfortunately, you got the
next
uncool
time,
friend.
like, so now
I'm sorry about that.
I've got the flexible friend that's like, oh yeah, like I'd love to fit that in. No, I talked to a lot of like musician friends I haven't talked to in like a few months, and like it was nice. Like I did a lot of catching up today.
That's good. Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
So what's going on,
It's a good
bro?
use of a day off.
Yeah. And now you're here with me.
Day off, you're rubbing it in, man.
Right. Right. We just got off.
Yeah.
Just nerve wreck.
Well, I got to work on Saturdays and Sundays
all right.
sometimes.
Oh, you were off on 420. How about that?
Oh yeah.
That's a good day
I
off.
the schedule.
What a coincidence.
Right.
I went, my wife and I, we did a European vacation once. It was the first time we made the trip there. We went London, Paris, Amsterdam, and then Rome. So she booked all the flights, and I was booking hotels, and I booked all the places except for Amsterdam. I was like not finding any places. I found like 2 places. They were crazy expensive. I'm like, the hell is this? Everybody says it's an affordable city. So like I was on Expedia or something. So I go to some other website, type in the dates, and I'm like, 420? Oh. So I did get to spend 420 in Amsterdam once.
Now
so
that is
was
cool.
That was interesting. It was
Just, a
we
lot
are
of marijuana.
We are recording this on 420. It'll be out in like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just know we were here that day doing cool stuff.
Yeah, so today we are not enjoying beer like normal at Cleveland Beer, but
we have nothing right now.
Nothing?
Would you like some water?
Okay.
I'll offer you water. Okay.
Okay.
I've got some.
That's one thing I'll keep.
We've got vodka. We've got some bourbon.
Oh,
So-
bourbon. They're giving me
all right,
bourbon.
Yeah, we have some
We do
things.
have some
Yes.
All right, okay.
Yes.
All right, I was about to say I'm like
We're like
I
terrible
did have
hosts
some
here.
Ohio-grown medical edible marijuana from the dispensary.
Now the edibles.
I'm actually gonna go with
The bourbon.
We ran out of the
non-Ohio
ran out of the Cleveland stuff.
Yeah.
But
We've
that's
got
a
the
good
Medina
sign, though.
the
I was about to say
Medina
that's a
stuff,
good
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going.
That's a good pour.
That's a
sound,
great pour. I don't think I need that. Right.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, it's good though.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Rihanna's mom has a medical card for which it's legal in Ohio, and there's dispensaries everywhere. It's so easy to get. You just go to like the Ohio Medical Marijuana Card.com, and they like guide you right through it. And it'll like, depending on a few things, it'll cost between like $200 and $300 to get the card. But then you're free to just go into a store like you would just buy groceries
And get
like,
some.
Go in there like Randy Marsh.
Oh, well, that's so. See,
Yeah,
this is
and
the type
like-
of information we need to know.
Oh yeah, it's 420 episode. I'm going to talk about this again
Yes.
with our next guest. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll actually be doing back-to-back 420 episodes.
That's
today.
right.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, cheers to that.
Cheers. Thank you for inviting me here.
Thanks
It's
for
pretty
coming
cool.
in.
I don't know what else to go. I'm gonna start asking you questions.
Well, Chuck, is it safe to talk about where you're going?
No, it's still a maybe.
See?
Yeah, we may have some news coming up. We will see.
Yeah, tune in the next couple episodes for a big announcement
Big
from
announcements,
Cuyahoga
yeah.
Sound Podcast.
So now I'm just thirsty. Don't you hate when somebody tell you I got some news for you, but you gotta wait? So now you're like, ugh.
Oh, we can tell you after we hit
Okay,
pause.
good.
You
Because
can
now I'm
find
like,
out.
I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah.
Great. So we met back in like 2017 or 18.
17, yeah.
You were singing with the Conscious Eye Band.
Yes,
Remember
Miss
that?
BBC and Conscious Eye. That was the first background vocal experience I ever had too. So like in 2017, my life just went in a whole. Like I sang in church all my life, of course.
Okay.
But and then like I did karaoke, but the music scene was foreign to me. Outside of me like going to Harvard Wine and Grilling, I didn't even know where the grog shop was at that point. But anyway, I auditioned to sing background for her. and I made it. And then from that experience begat everything else. And
Oh, that was your first one.
Yeah, very
okay.
first time ever doing anything like this.
Cool. I loved that phase of my musical life, like
Yeah.
dipping my toes into the reggae
The
scene.
reggae.
I've said on this podcast a few times that was some of the most fulfilling experiences in my life, being on stage with like Carlos Jones and Sunshade,
Come
Wiz
on.
Khalifa, man. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
The names you just dropped were all the ones. It was, the energy is different. A reggae show, I still to this day, I've never felt that energy. It's all love. And you can look out in the crowd. It's a sea of colors. It doesn't matter who you are in there. And everybody's like, oh, the music. And it's just like, yes, we love everybody. We're going to smoke some weed and just love and listen to the music. That's what I love most about reggae. And what's crazy is I did a live painting at Carlos Jones' show last week at the Grog Shop. So,
Oh, you were painting that? Mm-hmm. I was there.
yeah, I was in the corner. Me and some guy was there painting in the corner. And so that was cool. That was my first time actually being in the same room with him since we hosted with Miss BBC that one show. So
At Bop Stop.
yeah, that was the last time. So that was my first time seeing him again since. So that was pretty cool. And the energy is just always amazing. I don't
Awesome
know what
soul
it
there,
is. Yeah. So that was my first. Yeah, 2017 was like my foot into art and music, and it's just never stopped.
Was there something that triggered that? I mean, we have so many artists that come in that say that like the pandemic triggered things, but 2017, I don't have any.
No, like I
Anything
really
ringing a
think
bell?
that's why, because I try to look
Indians
back
lost the
into
World Series.
That was it?
Yeah.
Yankees lost. No, I think it really was my mindset. I started to like become more spiritual in a holistic sense. I started I stopped eating so much meat, working out, and kind of like reading self-help books and just really diving into myself. And I think that's really what did it. I found myself apparently in my purpose, and then I just I think I just woke up one day and I said, this is my life and I'm going to do what I want to do. I was working like in nursing, so I was working like 16-hour days and just being exhausted. I hated my life, I'm not going to lie. It was just like, I don't like this. I love people, but I'm like, I've been doing this for 8 years. This is not it. And then the painting came. Then I always loved to sing. And then in 2019, I'm like, hey, it was a Facebook post. This is how I got a band. I'm on Facebook randomly posting, and I'm like, hey, I want to make my own band. And then somebody inboxed me. It was like, I would be in it. And then I inboxed this bass player. She's like, I'm down. And I'm like, okay, this is what I want the band to be like. And it just been. So I tell people, just be certain about what you want. Work towards it, like do things towards that, and then don't worry about the how, because that's the universe or God's job to, draw it to you, the law of attraction. So once I got into like the universal laws, I start really kind of manifesting all of this stuff based upon me writing it down and thinking about it. Like honestly, that's the only thing I could. And then changing people I was around, environments, all of that. So really I guess took control of my own destiny and said, hey, this is what I want to do and it's going to work, and if it doesn't, I can go back to the nursing home or something. Yeah. Like that's just where I'm at with life. We only get one. It's not a rehearsal. So do all the things, people. If I can tell you anything, if it's on your heart to do it, you have purpose in that area. It's something that's inside just ticking, and you just feel so dead on the inside because you just got this mundane type routine. Step out of that, let go of the fear, and just take the risk, because the only thing that can happen is you mess up. And if you mess up, you can always fall back on whatever it was you were doing.
Yeah.
Just keep going, dude, because, we only live once. No need to take it to the grave. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Man, that's it. I think that's the only thing that changed was literally my mindset. That's it. And I think that's for all of us. Like once you change your mind, you change your life. That's pretty much it. If you make a decision, this is who you want to be, this is what you want to do, then you start doing. The world just starts sending you people and things. That's pretty much how it works.
That law of attraction, it's just so real.
I'm
like,
telling
personal
you.
Experience, like just from this podcast experience.
See?
We one day when we were playing band together, we were just like talking before or after a show or at a rehearsal someday about doing this. And this was a couple years ago, right? Before the pandemic. And then just I think it came up once or twice, and then all of a sudden like he's like, let's do this. And I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah,
let's do this. So
all
it's
it takes.
An immediate, I'm in.
That's all it takes is that action. Let's
Yeah.
go. And then you can't give up because it's not easy. It costs money. You got to find the people. But if it's what you want to do, you're going to do it. It's like, okay, I like doing it. And you find a way. And then all of a sudden people start sharing the word. And it's like, oh, I really got a podcast.
Yeah.
It's just, that's
I think
it.
it's interesting. Like, who knows if when we first mentioned it and we tried to do it, like if we would have like followed through as much, like, but when the right motivation came up, we put the idea out there, like we said it out loud, and then like once the right motivation came, it happened. And it's not instant. It takes a couple of years sometimes, you know. But
I mean, we did have a whole pandemic, and sometimes I forget because I'll see somebody. I think I saw Meg.
We were asleep for a couple of years. That's
Yeah, it's like a blur. Yeah, like
long dream.
because I saw Meg Stefka the other day, and I'm like, oh my God, it's been years since I saw you, and I'm like, oh, we were locked up. It just hit. I'm like, why haven't I seen you? And I'm like, oh,
yeah, that thing.
that thing. Yeah, I hate to say it. I'm like, oh yeah, that.
That might have a lot to do with all those conversations I was having all day. I had like 6 different bubbles up of like people talking to me and like in and out of these. I'm like, I haven't seen you in forever. How's it been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And then like we didn't hang out like people I used to hang out with weekly, you know.
Yeah.
And then you don't, and then now you can again. You can't. You don't exactly just fall back into how
Because
your life
years
was.
have
you know what
passed.
I mean?
Like the
We're all
We're
we
different.
all have different lives now. You know?
So how do you think, and look at me asking you a question. So how has that affected you? I always try to ask people that, like, the 2 years of stillness, how did that affect you or impact you as far as your motivations and your friendships? How did it?
I got a unique situation. I'll go first. Like I met Rihanna like the winter before the pandemic, and we started dating February 28th, of 2020, and so we got locked down like 3 weeks later.
Oh wow!
You know, so you normally date someone, you see each other a couple times a week, 2 or 3 times, like maybe more, but can't really do anything. We're spending like every day together so it was like a fast tracked relationship. You know, we would have figured out if it was gonna work or not within the first month, and it was awesome. And like
that's
so
kinda cool, though.
I feel like even though it's just been 2 years, it seems like 10 years. You know,
Yeah.
I can't imagine my life without her.
Come on, pandemic love. That is a quarantine boo. Yes. But that makes sense because all that time it would, because normal dates it's like, okay, this month we go on 2 dates, this month we go on the few.
Yeah.
You got to skip all of that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's just me and you since we're the only 2 people that can be around each other. You didn't kill each other, so look at there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, honestly. So how about you?
I was almost, I think I was less affected by the pandemic because I was kind of in the same situation as you or similar, where I worked at the same job from the time I was 16 years old until I was 35. So I was there 18 years, and they kept changing the retirement plan. So I was like, all right, I can't stay here forever. So the end of 2016, right at the beginning of 2017, I left the job, didn't know what I was going to do. I ended up going back to college after, like 20 years. Cool, and so I was in college during the pandemic, so everything was already crazy because I'm twice the age of everybody there.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of an advantage. You got over the childish, I said that too when I went to college. I was not ready for college when I went at 17.
Yeah.
I was just there to kick it. I'm not going to lie. But I think that makes more sense you had the job, then you get to retire early. You worked for so long.
Yeah.
And you're only 30-something. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I went back to school. So I was in school. So the pandemic threw that a little bit, where I was going from being around a ton of people every day
online.
to online. Yeah, so that was kind of strange. And then my wife and I, We were in Italy when COVID hit there before it came here.
Whoa, it was bad there.
Yeah, so we came back, and Julie had the flu, which we assume now was not the flu when she came here. So she went through her bout right at the beginning, and actually I had mine just like a week and a half ago.
See, I had it twice. I'm not gonna. I didn't think that was possible, but it is. And yeah.
I had it once asymptomatic and once right when I started dating Rihanna. Actually, we both got it. I'm like,
see, and
that was before we knew it was COVID. Like, terrible. This is the worst flu I've ever had. What the hell?
I think I had it 3 times. Like the end. What was it? 2019 October. My whole band was sick, and like my drummer is a health nut. And I'm just like, Ray Shine is sick. And he was like sick. I'm like, why are we all sick? And we was like coughing for 3 weeks. I think we had COVID. Then it's like March. It was like, okay, COVID's here, shut down. I'm like, oh, we had this. Yeah. We had it. But yeah, it's just, I think the shutdown for me, I learned a lot about myself. Like how I really just didn't really like being with myself. Because I had to learn to really get used to being alone, and I noticed that I probably was being surrounded by so many people and being so busy to like avoid myself, and now I won't get that busy. I used to be like super super busy, and I'm busy now, but it was like I had a show every day, my rehearsal, I'm going. I'm like, oh, I don't have to do that. That's what the pandemic kind of taught me. Like, I don't have to do all these things to be relevant and to try to stay active online. You know how you want to keep your numbers up and make sure people still following you. I'm like, I don't have to do any of this. It's okay to just be at home chilling and just stay chill. It taught me how to relax, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have to do all the things, and that felt better. And then I definitely changed friends. Like you said, like not seeing people for a long time and coming back. Like, we're still friends, but it's like we're different. Like, everybody's really grown into something else. Yeah. It's a deep period. So we're kind of relearning each other. And honestly, I like being by myself a lot. I'm not going to lie. Now I'm like, I'm at home. No, don't come over. Sorry. I've turned into that person. So that's what it did for me. Yeah.
I think I did too.
I think we just
like learned to chill out a little more, really enjoy just doing nothing.
Yeah.
Being okay with doing nothing, not feeling like you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're recovering your minds and your body and everything. And
you nailed it. I always felt like that. Like, I gotta be doing something with this. Just like, no, you could just sit on the couch.
Yeah. You feel that weight and that guilt coming.
Right. That's me. I beat myself up a lot. I'm getting over that, but I do. I'm like my worst critic, and I'm like, Charde, it's okay sometimes to just kick your feet up, put on some house shoes, and just be.
You gotta recharge.
Yeah. That's always cool.
Let's talk more about you as a singer. So, when did you start singing? Like, very young age?
Oh yeah, I've probably been singing. My dad can sing. All my siblings can sing. I got a big musical family and church. So it's probably since I could talk, to be honest. I've been in church choirs, so that's where I got singing, and then I was in church until I was 18, like every day but Thursday singing.
What part did you?
I'm an alto, so that is like the mid-tone. Oh, I know y'all know, but so yeah, I'm a proud alto. I might be a tenor now. That's changed. I try to reach up there, but yeah. So, and then I joined the praise team, and at 15, I started a group. Well, I didn't start. We started it together called Faith, and we sang in Show Wagon. They used to go around and do all the festivals with the kids. So that was technically my first group, Faith. And then after that, it was just choir after choir. Then there was nothing for like 15 years. As I said, I went to college. I'm a textbook. Church girl goes to college, finds alcohol, finds marijuana, and yeah. So for like a long time, from like 20 to at least 28, for about 10 years, close to 10 years, I was just like kicking it, going to clubs, going to bars, going to karaoke, and going to work. That was pretty much my life was really like this. And then I met BBC.
What would you study in college?
Oh, college. I went to college for social work and criminal justice. I don't know why. I think I just did it because my auntie was a social worker and I really liked my aunt. So yeah, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. It was the case files were terrible. I hated it, but yeah, that's what I went. I went to Central State, and after that, music has always been everything to me. Like my calm place. Like for most people, life would be weird without music. I would sit in my room and write. I've always wrote poems. I still have some from when I was a kid. So I was always kind of in my room writing to music. That's always been a thing, and singing. And I always had a dream to be a singer. So that's always been in me. So can't take that away. So I've been singing literally everywhere all my life, but not like in a music scene type of way.
Yeah.
That didn't come until Miss BBC and Conscious Eye. And then once that happened, I'm like, oh, you can do this, girl. So we're going to just do it. That's where I'm at now. And I love it. I'm not going to lie. I love the crowd. I love the scene. I love the people. I love hearing everybody's music. I like different genres of music. I just love it. And Cleveland is slept on to me. It is so much talent here musically that it makes no sense. And now I get like why the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is here. Because it's like we got like this little mecca here of a good sound. We have our own sound whether we even know it or not. We are different and it's good. And I just want us all to know how dope we are. But we all have this like crab in the barrel segregated energy here. It's weird. The music scene is very segregated and everybody wants to kind of be the man. And some scenes are collaborative. I just wish we would collaborate more like Texas and Atlanta does. That's what
Cleveland has its own sound. That's true.
Oh, yeah, we do.
It's like the Cuyahoga sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all are already prepared for this. And then look at that rock and roll.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all ready. But yeah, Cleveland is awesome musically. So if you're listening and you're not from Cleveland, if there's a show, just pick up a Scene magazine and just go. And you'll be surprised. Like, you'll walk into a bar and be like, whoa, who is this and why are they even here? I've met so many people that way. Just like, Cleveland is pretty cool.
We've met some people just doing these interviews. That,
See?
Like, you know, we were directed to, or like, never
Yeah.
met this guy before. Or you should check this person out from like another person that was here. And there's, I'm finding out. There's more and more talent. I knew we were a talented city, and I'm finding more and more, and it's just getting deeper and deeper and better and better.
Yeah, I think it's about being open to change. I know I'm stuck. I can be stuck into, I only listen to this. I can get like that. But then, like, you can just, if you step out for 1 second and just go to a show where you don't know anybody on the bill, you would be surprised. Oh, yes. So
Just reminded me with the different types of music there.
Now, this is good. Listen Clee is great. I actually did live painting for them during the NBA All-Star Week with Amanda called me in to do that. So, like, this is great. Amanda and them are really good with that, where it's like a slew of different type of artists that you would never normally even hear about. Yeah. And then it's like, whoa, like Tanisha Salary, I found her through, like, just going to random shows. Meg, Donnie Lene, and it's like Harabin. I think I met them at a open mic at Winchester, and she was just, I'm like, who are these people? You know, you just meet random people. And I just say, come explore the city. We always like to leave. Everybody in Cleveland want to go. It's just explore this first, because it's so much more than the street you were raised on or the town you was raised in. Explore it first, and we're actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Most people want to leave because they want more than 1 month of spring.
That's why I'm not gonna lie. I have
That's
a time where I want to go because I thrive better in the sun. I think most people probably do.
Oh yeah.
And I need to go where it's a constant, because my mood changes and it's really depressing. I think that's why we're so crazy here too.
We just gotta tilt the globe a little bit.
Yeah,
Get Cleveland a little warmer.
Like this week alone, we had 5 seasons, and there's only 4. And I'm like, what is happening? It's raining, it's snowing, the sun is shining, and then it's gonna be 80 degrees.
Yeah.
First 6 months of doing this podcast, we're about halfway through a year. You know?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's been all crappy weather, and like I think you're about to see more chipper hosts. Coming up in the next
Oh yeah, I
few
think
months.
everybody gonna be a lot chipper now.
Why, you firing me?
He about to kick you out. No, we all gonna be better now. This weekend is gonna be nice.
It will
So
be.
get outside, people.
Yeah, I'm going back to my hometown. We have our yearly festival. It's
Yes.
The Maple Fest?
The Maple Festival in Charde.
That's this weekend?
It's this weekend.
Oh, I might stop out
All
there.
right, that sounds cool. Are you playing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not playing.
So that sounds cool. This is good,
It
guys.
is
I just
tasty.
wanna...
This is, go for it.
Look,
Have
I'm
some
like,
more.
what is happening?
That was a gift from my friend
It
Scott
is
Maslow, who's
really,
also a listener.
really good.
Four Roses, yeah.
Four
classic.
Roses. Smells great.
Four Roses, single barrel.
It was a graduation present.
Well, there,
Yeah.
and you
Well,
graduated.
thank
Look
you
at
for
there.
graduating.
Yeah. You're welcome.
No, that is beautiful. And then your age, that's another thing. Like Oprah was 33 when the Oprah show became a thing. Viola was like 40 when she first got her big role. We put so much on, oh, I'm too old for this, and all these young people are here. And it's like, no, you're ready for it now. Like you can achieve it in a different way now, and people live to be 100. Like you're never too late to follow your dreams and do what you need to do. As long as you're able-bodied, do it. I don't care if you're 95. If you want to graduate high school at 95, take the test, walk it. You only get one life, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I found it a lot of fun, like
I
being with those
bet.
kids. Like,
You-
and the younger generation has a really shitty rep going, but they're
brilliant, man.
they're way better than my generation was. We were a bunch of assholes, man. These kids are all taking care of each other, and if somebody was acting like an asshole, they'd all jump on them.
Oh, that's
What
good
are
to
you
know.
Ain't
was-
that something?
yeah, it was
and they
very
practice
positive.
self-care. They were like, oh, I have self-care. I'm like, I didn't have self-care days at 13. I didn't care. I wasn't really thinking like that. Like my children, they
Yeah.
say stuff like that. I'm like, she's like, oh no, I asked my mom to quiet the house down on Wednesdays. And I'm like, she's 10.
I
I was just playing around.
Our cultural value of that has increased
It
so much in
has.
just the last even 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
5 years. And so everyone that's growing up in their adolescence through this is going to be, the influence of this is going to be, this is the norm. This is how
True.
we act.
Yeah.
And so we may be headed to a much better society.
They're not going to put up with our bullshit anymore.
I agree.
We're going to
I agree.
Yeah.
I think we started to not put up with theirs. I think it's just a trickle down of let's kill this routine of who we should be, and now everybody's realizing we just are who we are, and just be kind to people and move on instead of this is how you got to be. You got to go to this church. You got to believe this. You got to go to school. You got to. It's
Yeah.
no.
Everybody got stuck in that shell they're putting on, and they're like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm tough guy shell. I got to be tough guy asshole all the time.
Right, all day.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to do that.
Well, I've been around plenty of tough guys. All the tough guys I know
They're not-
are a bunch of goofballs. I
Yeah.
spent a decade cage fighting, and it was with a bunch of goofballs, man. They were tough dudes. They were goofballs.
But
They
they
were
just
very
silly.
friendly.
Yeah.
You know?
So I think we're just breaking down those veils and just allowing people to just be, and it's kind of cool. Most of us, some of us are still trying to hold on to the judgment of the past. We were so judgmental back in the day, be this, be that. I think it's kind of breaking down, where it's okay, just this
We have
person is cool, even though we don't believe the same things. We're
Yeah.
different people, but I like you.
We're all getting the freedom to
Yeah.
feel secure about that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
We just got to get some balance
and
with
secure
respect.
to say we're still working on ourselves. We're still doing the healing, constantly.
Yeah.
I know I have a lot of I have problems showing my negative emotions at all. I suppress them all, and so I'm constantly working on that.
Oh yeah, you'll blow up.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't do that at me. You're gonna just.
Yeah. I tell myself that I let them out like a shaken up soda bottle.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not in me anymore. No, they're in there. So.
And one day it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Just find a outlet. We all gotta find our outlet. Something to decompress.
Maybe I'll try that cage fighting.
That might.
It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
It's good people. There's yeah.
That's
Shout
cool.
out to Revolution Fight and Fitness in Cleveland. A bunch of really good dudes that I used to, actually a lot of them I used to coach that now coach there.
Oh wow.
But when I first went into that whole thing, I thought it was all going to be the real tough guys.
Yeah.
But what you find out is that there's a lot of people there that will just beat you with no problem, and you can either you go in there
like wait,
you either get humbled or you don't come back.
Oh, it's that bad.
Well, it was more to keep the vibe good. So we had this shout out to little Dan, who's now like 6'4" or whatever, but he was like 12 years old and he looked like he was like 8, and he was training with a bunch of grown men fighting. Ooh. So whenever we had somebody that came in that was, I've been in 100 bar fights and I'm the toughest son of a bitch you've ever met.
They would have to fight him?
We'd go, here's Dan. He's going to be your partner today.
Yes.
And Dan would proceed to choke these guys and bend their arms all kinds of different ways. And they would either come back as a much better, more humble person, or they wouldn't come back, which was wonderful
Them
for us.
not coming back is great because it showed who they were characteristically. That was genius.
Yeah, it happens with a lot of the gyms. I think boxing gyms do the same type of thing because you don't want that around. We all got off
Keep
work.
Keep that ego at home. We don't need that.
Check it at the door.
So he just lets you know that he will, Can I cuss here?
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll beat he'll beat your ass, okay? So just don't.
Oh, younger me would.
If you see him, just don't do it. He cage fights. That's right. Fun. My son's father is a MMA fighter.
Okay.
And so I've been around that a lot.
Yeah, that was.
And that's something else to be watching. I'm like, I just don't get why somebody want to be beaten. My mind can't get to. I don't want to be beat up on purpose. So it's just like, no. It was when I was losing all that weight, I did MMA. That was good for that. Yeah. And it was fun, but y'all just want to get beat up. I just can't get my head around it. Like, you want him to hit you in the face that hard. You're bleeding now. And they be so happy when I'm like, no, this is crazy. To me, I just think it's crazy, but I love to watch it. It's a weird thing. Yeah. My grandmother was a wrestling fan.
Okay.
She loved wrestling. She thought it was the most accurate and real thing ever. She really thought. You could not tell her. Even in her 90s, like, she would be yelling at the TV, he gonna kick his ass. Like, she loved it. I wish I could have took her to a wrestling match. She just loved to watch people fight. That was her thing. Yeah.
That was a lot of. I was just watching WrestleMania 13 from like 1998.
That's when it was good, though.
Stone Cold versus Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah, I used to watch it then. Yeah. The Triple H days, The Rock, and all that. Yeah. I used to watch it then. Yeah, too. It was good. I love wrestling. Now I just can't do it now anymore.
Yeah, I watch the old ones. They have them on that Peacock network now. You can watch all the old ones.
I love Peacock. I just got it for Bel Air.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got it when the Office switched over to there.
That's exactly why I got it too.
Oh yeah, because it's not on Netflix anymore. Yeah. Netflix lost like 2 million customers.
Yeah, they're in trouble right now. They dropped like 37% today.
Because they raised the prices, and you know how I could like give you my Netflix. I used to do this too. So a lot of people, you guys might not be able to use my code anymore, because I didn't care. It's like, okay, it's $14, and you can give it to like 5 people. So they cut that. So in cutting that, they lost all of those people. They raised the prices, and a lot of people just left and went to Peacock. Yeah. So I'm like, and then
I think I could lose Netflix after this last part of the Ozark. I've been into that.
I love the Ozark. It's like actors. 2 shows on Netflix. I'm like, nah, I need it because Ozark is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I just started Arrested Development.
This podcast is
now I gotta watch it. That's the second time somebody told me to watch that.
Arrested Development. I just started watching it. I'm on like episode 12 or something like that. Yeah, first time.
I've never saw it either.
I've seen it maybe.
It's a Pam. Oh God, it's on Netflix.
The first 3 seasons. They came back and did season 4 and 5 just for Netflix when they're like more. It's like 12 or 13 years later. They're like grown up and.
Oh, right.
That much older. It's the same actors.
Did it work? Have you seen the new ones?
Yes, I watched the new ones
once. Is it good? Because sometimes that's bad.
I grew up loving those early ones.
Okay, so
it's funny. It's funny. It's a totally different storyline, but I would watch it again. I'm sure I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of that now. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the going back to the 90s and remaking. In my mind, it's like, can y'all just do something new? Because like the Saved by the Bell, I love Saved by the Bell. and no to this new one. Like, just keep that where it was at.
There is
so many bombs that I never even bother anymore.
Yeah, you can't do it.
There's one return from the 90s that did a fantastic job because they directly addressed that. I don't know if you ever watched Rocko's Modern Life.
Yes, I did.
They did a movie, and it was about bringing the big heads back. His neighbors had the cartoon that was made after them.
I love Rocko's Modern Life.
So they were petitioning to bring it back, to bring back the Big Head show. And at the end, they're like, you got to realize that was great because of when it was on, and it had everything to do with that. So they brought it back, but it was in a way that's like, we can't just bring back these old things. They have a time, and that's why they worked.
So I'm gonna watch
I highly recommend it.
I'm watching that. I like crazy stuff like Hey Arnold. And I watch black and white movies, and they just brought back. Did you want that? Is that why you did that?
No.
Oh, it looked like
I
you
was
were
just about to say something.
Okay.
You can finish.
I was really just babbling. So
that's
go
all right.
ahead.
That's all the show is.
I have a theory about maybe how we can stop this from happening so much. Just stop watching the reboots. They'll stop seeing that it's making them money, and they'll stop.
I think that's happening. Like, the Saved by the Bell definitely tanked. Bel Air was actually really good. They
remade that as a drama, right?
Yeah, Bel Air, they kind of did that. They didn't address it, but what they did was not try to make them. Yeah. It was almost like, okay, yes, it's the same name, but they made it more modern, and it fit today's times. They wasn't trying to just remake the series. Yeah. So that made it kind of good. It was really good, but that's probably canceled because Will Smith slapped somebody. So we will never know how far that's going to go. And then...
Wait, that show is canceled?
I think
Will Smith's not even in that show.
That's what I said, but I think he's part of the creation of it.
Yeah, I think he's executive producer or something.
And I'm like, that sucks for all those new actors because the show was good. And it touched on a lot of issues with teens that go on today. They kind of made it modern, but it's probably gone. But a lot of them are trash. I'm not gonna lie. Just my thing with people now, even musically, we all want to sound like someone or be almost the exact replica of a band or a show, and it's what happened to just creating sounds? The 90s and the 70s, kind of where you just get in here, you play the drums, you play the piano, and we just create this sound based upon nothing else but us in here jamming.
Yeah.
And the Isley, I miss that part because now I turn on the radio. I honestly don't know who is who. I don't know. I couldn't tell you anybody's name now, especially on the R&B side. They all sound the same. There's no different. In the 90s and 80s, you can tell, this is a Michael Jackson song. This is Prince. This is Nirvana. This is, you knew who. Now I don't. Everything is kind of the same thing. So my thing is how did we get here? How do we get out of this? We make the same movies over again. Have you noticed that? Same plots in a lot of these movies. It's we just watched that with the other movie.
Well, let's focus on
getting Cleveland out there.
Focus on
that's how we fix it.
There we go. I agree.
The people that are making movies locally with you, your local bands, there's the art, and it's right down your street. It's not as expensive, and it's
that's true.
It's people you can interact with. Every time we play a show, what do we do after the show? We talk to the fans,
to the people,
man.
Yeah.
And
I love
you
that.
think you go to a movie. All right, I'm gonna talk to Tom Hanks after this. No,
probably not. I'm sorry. I love Tom Hanks. By the way, we share birthdays.
Well, he was just in Cleveland.
Yeah.
What? Mm-hmm. Wait, see, it's so many people
Wilson.
Here. What was he here for? Look at me.
He threw out the first pitch for the season opener.
And then he was at McGinty's or whatever it's called on West 4th or something on the part of the Flash, that Irish.
Oh, he went out and hung out.
And he went out and hung out. Yeah.
That sucks. I love Tom Hanks.
You got to tell me something completely different here, but one of our past guests. You got me thinking about it when we started talking about people making movies and things around here. But drone pilot turned lifesaver.
Oh.
Russell Jones.
Mr. Russell Jones.
Yeah, Russell Jones, who was one of our guests here, helped us shoot a promo video for a band, and now he's on the news for saving a drowning man.
Whoa.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I figured you might have details.
I do, yeah. So Russell was out with his drone buddy, and they were by Nautica just doing some early morning footage like they do with the sunrises in the lake. And they thought they saw a dog in the water. And then they realized it was a person. They ran over there. His buddy jumped in and, like, saved him. I guess he was unconscious or something and kept him above the water. And then Russell was there to pull them out of the water with a few other people. And, like, because they saw...
Everybody survived it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Because
look at
they saw
that.
him on the drone, like, drowning.
Well, look at that. Perfect time, I'm telling you. Like, God sent them there, universe, whatever you call them, because if they weren't there with them drones, now he's a hero.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? From the podcast to being a superhero.
You can go back to episode 18, I think, and hear our interview with Russell Jones.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
Thank
local
you,
drone
Russell, for
photographer
saving
and
lives.
Music consumer.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That was like our one non-musician. Well, we have a photographer coming up on it too, but
Your photographers are very important for the music scene, so that's dope people to interview. It's so many people you guys can interview. Thank you for doing this because like getting our names out, and you guys don't have to facilitate this. So thank you. I feel like people don't thank you guys enough. Like, thank you for the platforms and actually caring to even talk to me, because I'm just like, who am I?
Our
When he
pleasure.
when he
It's a great-
texts me, I'm like, I guess I could. Like, what are we? I'm like, what we gonna talk about? The band? I just like this. I'm like, this on my pages. See what you want to talk about there. But
We talk about everything.
I like it. I like how free it is.
Yeah.
So this is cool. I'm definitely gonna push y'all out because it's
free
cool.
to download too. People
Yeah,
out
you
there.
could download it for free.
I think we hit 500 downloads or something.
Yes,
This week,
come
so,
all right.
on. In 6 months.
yeah, so we're getting somewhere.
And yeah, these episodes are all like at least an hour each of them.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And the YouTube is awesome too. So
Yeah.
just keep going. You thought about this 3 years ago and look at it. You know what I mean? It's only gonna
yeah.
get better,
Yeah,
bigger and better.
we have a lot of fun with it, and we get this like, I was stuck in. I know I've probably said this on every single episode, but I was in the cover band scene that doesn't intersect with Evan was in the jam band scene.
Yeah.
And now I feel less like I was like everybody was isolated because the hip hop scene wasn't wasn't crossing
different.
over, and
Yeah.
we're getting a taste of all that, and hopefully our listeners and the creeps watching at home.
The creeps. Yes.
I'm a creep. I like.
I
watch
love
them
it.
all.
I love it. I love it.
He likes to watch.
I'm sorry. Evan, stop. But I love it. Like we said, I love that. That's what podcasts do. Like, I watch everything and then some. I'm new to podcasts, so that's the one in Cleveland. That's the only one I've been watching. And now I watch y'all's. So these are my 2 podcasts that I watch now. I love it. It's informative. And you meet people you would have never met. Like you said,
Oh, yeah.
my band was a cover band. I started in reggae, so all I knew was Firestone. That's all I kind of knew was them.
Firestone. That's what I used to go by.
That's
Like,
what, that's
Firestone.
all I knew. When he called you Evan, I'm like, who's that? I'm like, oh, BBC, So all I knew was the reggae scene, and then I moved over to singing with hip-hop artists, and then Cleveland Public Theater. So I'm kind of like the mutt in the scene. I've been in theater, jam, cover. We did 90s cover. That was Mixed Feelings, a 90s cover band. Yeah. So that it is this is the cover scene. This is the jam scene. But I'm like, no, I'm going to all of it. The hip hop, I'm going to go to all of it. And I want everybody to do that. But you guys make that happen. So if somebody's just into cover bands, they're going to watch the show because of you. Then they're going to find someone on the hip-hop scene, the jam scene. And then now we can all just start coming to see each other. So I think spaces like this are necessary for that, because we don't know what we don't see. Like, most of us are like, if it's not right here, and if it's not at 3 bars I go to, I don't know.
Yeah.
So these opportunities are good with letting us know what's here in the city, and some of it is great. Like, I have met some dope artists in genres that I would have never listened to. I like folk, so I'm kind of a weirdo. I'm not gonna lie. I don't look the things I'm interested in. If you look at me, you would never think so just by looking at me. But I like folk music. That's my thing. I like the stories of it. I just love it. It's the best thing for me. And you can actually the songs breathe. So I meet a lot of folky artists, and they can write you a song even though you're R&B. Like you can get. A hip hop artist can do a song for a rock art. You can get, and you will be surprised at how cool it will sound.
Yeah.
If we just come together and just mix it. What I want, and I'm gonna say this for the first time here, I want to do like a We Are the World thing in Cleveland, where it's just cover bands, rock, metal, R&B, hip hop, theater, opera. We come together, make a We Are Cleveland song.
Yeah.
I think that would be the coolest thing. I can see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame really using it.
Yeah.
I think we should do it. I don't see what's stopping us from doing it. I don't know how to facilitate that, but I really want to do that.
Well, I could think of like 1,000 people that would want to be involved. So
Me
the first step
too.
would
So
be
we
like,
got to do
We
it.
got to narrow it down to like 500 first.
Yeah, we got to narrow that down. Like really pick the people. One, I think you could use your, cage fighting method. Bring them in, and they can weave themselves. Like if you're bringing the bad energy, don't come.
Yeah, leave that at home.
Yeah, so just use that method. But I think that would be great to show, to just showcase that Cleveland is a big fun town. I think we're just fun. We like our sports. We like our beer. We like our music, and we can display that on all fronts, but we're very segregated with our different sectors of town, so just bringing those together for this one time will be so cool to me.
Yeah.
I have a good vision of that, and I just want...
I like it.
Well, help us do it. Look, help me do it. I don't know. I think we should do it. I really think we should do it. Just have a whole show based around this one song we came up with, jamming out. We are Cleveland or whatever that's going to be. I think that would be amazing.
I like it.
We got to take 1 second and thank Unrefined CLE.
Okay.
All right.
Unrefined Cleveland. Yeah.
The one with the well-produced commercial coming up.
Oh, come on now.
Because normally we just ramble on about Chuck Kaminsky.
Oh, yeah. Who's Chuck Kaminsky?
Chuck Kaminsky is the basement trader, the man responsible for our microphones in the studio.
Oh, come on, Chuck.
Thank
These
you,
mics
Chuck
are
Kaminsky.
awesome.
BASSMENT. Trader.
Yeah. In Paynesville, it sells a lot of used gear. He can get some new gear and guitar setups. Quick turnaround time. Does an awesome job and is an all-around great dude. So thank you, Chuck, for being our first sponsor and putting up with our completely unprofessional commercials for you.
Oh, yeah. And also,
Come on, Chuck.
Also, thank you, Unrefined. It's just Unrefined. Unrefined CLE is their Instagram.
Unrefined CLE.
Unrefined. So what Unrefined is a 100% gluten and dairy-free meal prep service in Cleveland. And they'll deliver your order to you if you're within 35 miles. It's very health conscious. And they use local vendors for their products, and they always do fresh food, never frozen. You can also pick up the food at their kitchen in Ohio City.
You get on this food, it's going to turn you around, right? You're going to be
Yeah.
panting. You're going to be singing.
I'm telling you.
It all starts with the diet.
That's
right.
what helped for me. I'm going back now because I got away. I gained that pandemic weight. A lot of
me
it,
too.
honestly.
So this good food will save you the time and hassle of cooking, especially if you're having a hard, long day.
Yeah.
You know, and you just pop in the microwave like the Asian glazed chicken, which is my favorite. They have these delicious protein pancakes for breakfast and buffalo mac and cheese. You can't go wrong. They use the perfect amount of spice. And it's a little more expensive because it's great ingredients, but you can use the code CS20 to get 20% off your first order at unrefinedls.com.
Yes, you don't have to cook. They'll do it for you. What is more better than that?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
So before we start to get to the end, I did want to ask you a serious question.
Okay.
I want a little insight about being a black woman in the music scene, and the perspective of like if there's any extra hurdles to jump through, or if we're still at the point where you're feeling like you got more to prove, anything like that?
I would say no, not here. If I'm gonna be honest, I feel like me being a black woman has actually helped me in the music scene. Me having such a I don't know. I have a powerful type of energy. Like I'm really like here I am. This is who I am. And I think having that, and I always used to wear my hair real big before I got locks, kind of drew people to me. And having this big, proud black woman energy and voice, that's how I got into Cleveland Public Theater. That's how I got a lot of the opportunities I got. So I think being a black woman is my advantage. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
But then
nice
also
to hear.
I try not to see the negatives in my life. I see everything as I am as a positive because I am who I am that I am, and everything that I am is power. And I feel like being a black woman is my God sent power. I feel like it's just like I'm a superhero, to be honest. I don't feel that it is I don't see any barriers in that area. But they're probably there. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, being black isn't an easy task. We live in America, so if we're gonna be real, there's a disadvantage there for multiple reasons. But I understand that what I focus on grows. So I try to focus on the power in me rather than things that I feel like that can make me feel defeated or whatever. So I feel like that's my power. I'm not gonna lie. Being like this, like a new vibe, our logo is a vagina. And so, like, if you haven't seen it, so I believe in the power of the feminine. See, I love that. I love that you don't really know what it is, but you do. Some people are like, is that a poom poom? I'm like, yes, it is. But so feminine energy to me is grand, and being black and a woman is everything to me. And I feel like that's my superpower. I'm here to be that. And to project this guy energy and show love and give. But I don't feel like I've been disadvantaged for being a black woman in the music scene at all.
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
it's not that I'm not ignorant.
Oh no, I get it. Yeah, it happens.
As a white person, you know there's prejudices out there.
Oh yes, a lot, especially here.
Yeah, you know that they're out there, and you don't know how you're feeling like being in that minority, like from your perspective.
Yeah.
For real, like we can empathize, but we don't know what it's actually like.
That's true. I agree.
And so
sometimes
I'm worried that like it's still there, like it used to be. But I know I know this is the future, and like we've really progressed a lot.
It is.
It's been just like 60 years, So it took like 100 years to get slavery abolished before like we started talking about equal rights. And now it's been about half that time, and I like to think we've progressed even more at a faster pace for equality.
I think it just it changed faces. So I wouldn't it progressed into something else. So discrimination I think will never go away. I'm going to be real with my feelings of it. It will always be on all fronts. It just changed voices and faces. No, we don't have chains on us physically, but they're in other areas, mentally, playing with people's psyches, the media, the fear. And then when you tell, like, environmental struggles are a thing, too. So if you live in the projects or whatever, you got the broken glass syndrome thing. So all you see every day is like broken glass and violence, and you don't have healthy food. Like in most of those neighborhoods, there's not, a grocery store. So it's like I'm eating Flaming Hots or chips. So, I'm doing this. So
food deserts.
Right. So it's cultivating low vibrational people. So it's really the environments. It takes a lot more to be positive, I think, being black, because everywhere around you, everything black is bad. Dark magic, everything that represents black is not represented in a good way. So psychologically in your mind, you're kind of set up to think inferior, like you're inferior. So that is a holdback. But I'm also a person to I don't play the blame game in life, even though I'm not going to negate that, none of those things happen. But it's my life. My choices create my reality. No one can make me do anything or be anything. So I take full accountability and power over my life. I'm so spiritual, so I know that I'm the shit, to be honest. I'm going to be right. So I'm not saying this in a cocky way. I'm the most humble person, but I know who I am. I know my power. I know my worth. And no matter what your race is, we're all human. I don't care white, black, or green. I know when I walk in a room, I'm changing the atmosphere. I know when I put something out there, I'm making it better. I know that I'm giving of myself in a godly, queenly fashion. And that's powerful enough. Whether you receive it or not is your business. But I'm vibrating high on all levels, period. So, I don't let that I don't watch TV for that reason. I don't watch the news because it pushes fear. And I don't have, once you let go of this fear mantra or somebody's out to get you, you can see the world in a different light. And it's just like, okay, we're all people, we're all here. And you just focus on yourself and your own power, what type of person you are, and healing from the traumas. Because I do agree with, black people, we have generational trauma that goes back for so long. That's in our DNA, so we have to really kind of pay more attention to ourselves. Stop really looking outside of ourselves to blame, even though it's like, yes, this is wrong, this happened is wrong. But really look inside of ourselves and really own our power more so than owning our tragedy. I don't take ownership of the tragedy because those people are paying. Their descendants are paying for the anger and that abuse. So let them. But I'm going to, focus on my power and own that and own my, my advancements in that. Like everything to me in your life is about you. That's how I think. Everything is you. If your life is some type of way, it's based upon the choices you made. You can choose peace. You can choose anger. It's all about you. You're a product of the choices you made. Period. No matter what happened to anybody around you, whatever choices and thoughts you have is going to create your reality. So no matter who you are, what your ancestors went through, yes, it matters. You never negate that. I will always hold my people on my back type thing. But at the end of the day, I know that it's up to me to break the generational curses. It's up to me to love myself and push out love so that I'm giving it back. And the people that project hate, whether past, present, or future, they need the most love. So I'm going to keep loving you. I'm never going to let someone's anger or bad vibes affect mine. Because, I'm not. You're beneath me in a sense. Why would I travel down here to you and be like, oh, and it's hard. Because I used to be an angry person and had to go to anger management. So I work at it every day, but once you walk into the light, you just don't go back to the dark. You just it's more peaceful over here. It's better to love. It's actually easier to love. But a lot of us choose to hate. It takes a lot out of you. It's draining to be hateful and when you see, some people won't change. That's a thing, too. Some people were raised, I think we're taught to hate. So if your my grandfather, my great-grandfather was a slave, and yours may have been a slave master. So part of that could have been taught down. Those things are taught to us, trickled down. But and again, it's our choice to see, hey, these are just people. It's our choice. So some people are out here projecting hate, projecting fear, and they can't let go of it. But I don't think we can, I don't know, just separate yourself from the bullshit. I think that's really the bottom line of everything. Either you're going to be in the shit or you're going to be the person that, stand up the outside with the roses. That's where I'm at.
That's all good. Yeah. Universal wisdom, not even a racial thing.
Yeah, I think it's so much deeper than race,
just
but that's a whole 2-hour
sister,
conversation. Yeah. We're humans. We're here. And believe it or not, we're all connected. So whether you like it or not, whether you like me or not, we're in this thing together. Whether you believe it or not, we're all connected.
I am he and you are we and we are all together.
Yeah.
Cuckoo Cachoo.
Thank y'all for this. This was so cool.
I think the Beatles knew what they were talking about.
Yeah, I think
the Beatles are awesome. I think they just, especially John, that's my favorite Beatle.
Well, that was really great talk. I'm glad we got to
Yeah,
have you down here
absolutely.
today, Charde.
Feeling all the positive energy.
Oh, yeah, good.
whole
Because I
room
can
full.
get to rambling. So thank you for dealing with that.
You're welcome.
It's the
I'd
ADHD.
like to ask you what your future plans are with music.
My future plans with music is to be global. That's my now plans. I kind of live in the now, so I can't, live in the past, and I don't know if tomorrow's even going to come. So now just to keep riding the wave and to really, my main goal with music is to make every person that listens to my music or comes to a show feel like they're a part, like they belong, like they can make it. Like, you go, girl, you go, boy, you looking good. I like to make people feel like, butter on toast. Like you walk away from me, it's like, oh, I feel good. So my main goal with music is to make you feel good. Kind of how music from like the 70s made me feel, like listening to Isley Brothers and, the Beatles. It made me feel good. Like, I don't feel like music is there now, so I want to bring that back. Like listening to a Marvin Gaye album, I felt good. Listening to Michael and Prince, it's just like, oh, this is good. So whenever you with me, around me, working with me, coming to a show, listening to my music, I just want you to feel good and to feel like you're not alone. We're all going through the same shit. It just appears to be different. And I want everybody to know that. Like, even the rich part, we're all going through the same things. It just simply appears to be different. You're not alone. And just believe in yourself, believe in your ideas. That's what I want people to feel through my music. And we're just going to be dropping some dope stuff. And to take our time, I don't want us to feel rushed. So when it comes to us, we'll put it out. And that's pretty much it, yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
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 We on our final question?
Yeah.
We got the next guest
Make it
coming
good.
in. So
Make it
we
good.
always close off with the same question. And I guess it can kind of tie back to what we did because I doubt it'll be a remake, but we always ask for a movie recommendation.
I watch so much TV.
Could be a made-for-TV movie. That counts.
You could give us a series too.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Actually, we can do series with you. Like, give us a couple good series to watch.
Oh, Pam. I
Couple
can't
different
think of.
genres.
It's based on a true story. There's something about Pam.
Pam.
Only because I just watched it, and Pam is crazy. It's based upon a true story. It's on Netflix. So, yeah, there's something about Pam. Just be prepared for crazy when you watch this, but it's interesting. Pam is like a serial killer, and it's actually happened here in the United States. And it's Renee, I can't say her last name.
With a Z.
That
Renee Zellweger.
There we go. Renee is the main character.
Oh, all
And
right.
she actually directed
There's
it.
something about Pam.
There's something
Yeah,
about
I've
Pam.
seen it up on the top. They're advertising it every time
watch
on
it.
Netflix.
It
so.
is something
I think I'm gonna watch that.
interesting.
I'm going to watch that. Rihanna's a big fan of that genre.
Oh,
Me,
yeah.
not so much, but I'm coming around. I'll give
I
it
didn't
a
want to
try
watch
this
it. I'm not
time.
going to lie. I'm like, But then it's like you can't stop. Once you watch it, you want to know what Pam is gonna do next. It's like, what is Pam up to, type of thing. So I would do that. That would be my suggestion.
All right.
You got a second series recommendation for us?
It's a documentary, The Wonderful World of Fungi, I think it's
Oh
called.
yeah, we watched.
And it's about
It's
mushrooms.
awesome. Mhm.
And yeah. It's very informative. It really shows you how connected we are from the earth to the earth, and how disconnected we're becoming, from the earth. Yeah. Like we have got to get our shit together as humans. So like that was a really informative documentary about fungi, how it's in us, how it's everywhere in the earth, that we don't even know how connected it is. It kind of is replicating us. It was deep. And of course it talked about psychedelics, which I love. And I feel like that the whole world should do psychedelics, and we will all love each other a lot more.
All right. And with that,
End
we're
of
gonna,
that.
yeah. Thanks a lot, Charde, for
You're
coming in
welcome.
today.
Yeah.
And for the Cuyahoga Sound podcast, I'm Evan Stone.
I'm Chuck Schilling.
Peace.